Back for day two of our 5 things that we need to do to win in 2023 to be successful in 2023. Now, on day three, what am I talking about, guys? I'm moving ahead. So, on day one, we talked about what do we want to feel like? What do we want December 31st, 2023 to look like? What do you want? We want it to sound like? What do we want it to feel like, right? What type of temperament do we want to have? We know that we want to accomplish certain things, but what do we want to do this more than that? So on today, on day two, what we're going to dive into is the pitfalls to vision, the pitfalls to success, the pitfalls to achieving your goals. These are the things that come into play that keep us from actually living out that thing that we set forth. All right, so y'all know I love my notes. Here's number one. The number one thing that we need to focus on is actually becoming the person that can actually attain or have the thing that we're reaching for. This goes for folks that are trying to have this next year be their first 6-figure year in business. This goes for folks who are trying to save money somehow. This goes for folks who are trying to become plant-based like myself, right? So we have to focus on actually becoming the thing or becoming the person that can have the thing rather than just focusing on the thing. So let's break this down a little bit, right? This means that we have to then focus on changing our mind and our habits. Yes, we have to focus on changing our mind and our habits. If we're going to be that woman, that man on December 31st, 2023, we can't be the person we are today. I'm going to say that again. If we are going to have those things that we've set forth, if we're going to do the things that we've set forth on yesterday, then we cannot be the person we are today. It takes a different level of thinking. It takes a different level of consistency. It takes a different level of commitment. I think about my own life, and every time I, climb the ladder to a different level of success, it takes a different version of me, right? Going into my 7-figure year in 2023, multi-7-figure year, rather. The thing that, 7-figure, guys, what's happening? Yes, 7 figures. Okay. Yes. See, I had to become. I'm struggling right now to get in that mindset. I almost lost it. But that's case in point of why we have to focus on changing from the inside out. Yesterday, I said to you that God is more interested in who we become in the process rather than the promise. And so we have to outline how we're going to become a different person. And it starts with the way that we think. So how do people think that have the thing that you want to have? So let's take my plant-based example, right? And it's plant-based-ish, because when y'all see me eating meat, I don't want you to say anything. It's plant-based-ish. So that means I have to value my body differently. I have to value food differently. And I have to really have a reality check on the fact of the different things that are in fast food, the different things that are in meat, the different things that are in our grocery stores during processed foods. I read my oat milk ingredients and I was like, seriously, what am I putting in my body? Right? I'm starting to become the person that will be plant-based-ish. As it relates to my first multi-7-figure year, I'm thinking about, okay, what do multi-millionaires do every day? What do they say to themselves? What are their environments? Right? Even if you're thinking about a spending plan, right? How you're going to save more money, how you're going to go on more trips, whatever it is, you have to have a value change because of your mindset. You have to have a value change because of your mindset, right? So we want to avoid the first pitfall of actually not focusing on becoming a different person. right? We want to focus there because we don't want to just focus on the thing, because then we won't actually get to it. But if we focus on becoming, best believe we will get there. All right, here's number 2. Y'all ready? And y'all know y'all should have came here with y'all notepads. You know that. Number 2. Y'all, we have to also plan the steps out for the vision. I'm going to say that again. We have to plan the steps out for the vision. So many times we miss the vision, we miss the goal because we didn't plan for the steps to get there. And y'all, I'm not talking to you, I'm not talking at y'all. I am having a conversation with you all because these are the pitfalls that I've noticed in my own life and in the lives of others. I literally had a friend tell me, vision boards don't work. Mine are broken. I'm like, are they really broken? Or was there a breakdown in the steps? Right? And so many times, if you're like me, I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about me. If you're like me, you want to jump to the goal and not master the steps. And so if we're going to get to the place that we want to be on December 31st, 2023, we have to focus on planning out the steps and mastering the steps. I had people send me messages yesterday about what it is that they're going to accomplish in 2023, right? What it is that they want to do. And so one step that one person partnered with me on is us actually sitting down together and doing some of the meal prep work together to be accountable. So if I'm going to be plant-based-ish, and I'm not talking about buying stuff out, y'all, if we really look at what's happening in restaurants and stuff like that, it's appalling. Like, are you washing your hands? Like, is that piece of lettuce like destroyed? No. Like, we need to take care of our bodies and our lives so that then we can get those things that are more. So that's my tangent. But we were talking about how we're going to come together to hold each other accountable to mastering each step. So each step in the game as it relates to each part of our vision, so that on December 31st, 2023, we're sitting back and we're grateful for our progress. We're proud of the person we have become, and we're not sitting back reflecting on what could have been. Right? We have to put the time in right now and in January, because we don't want to be at another place where we're like, this is another year where it could have been. This is another year where it should have been this. No, that's not why we're here, and that's not going to happen to us. All right. Why? Because we're going to plan for the steps for the vision. All right. Here is the last one. Y'all, we have to commit despite our feelings. We have to commit despite our feelings. Our feelings oftentimes talk us out of our future. I'm going to say that again. Our feelings oftentimes talk us out of our future. Our feelings keep us from being the best version of ourselves. And I had this aha moment this year, and I'm just going to, be transparent. I was like, Jamila, a lot of what you didn't accomplish last year, and I had some great big accomplishments, but there were some things where I missed the mark. It was because I didn't feel like doing it. How am I going to say I want these things, I want to become this person, and then say I don't feel like doing the things to become that, to do that, to have that? Or then the trick of emotions, right? How are we letting our emotions dictate our life? Our emotions run our life. It's time to tell our emotions no and commit to our vision. Commit to mastering the steps. Make commitment and consistency a non-negotiable in our lives. Right? Non-negotiable. And so, because I want our time together to be fruitful, I want our time together to actually produce results, I'm going to stop there because I want you to actually go and do the work and at least begin to think about it. Right? Even if there's another iteration of your vision, another iteration of your steps, another iteration of who you need to become, what your values need to be, right? You have to at least start. And so I'm going to give you time to start and close my mouth. So here are the questions I want you to be thinking through and answering, right? Number one, who do you need to become? For me, as I think about being plant-based-ish and being in the best health of my life, I've been in some good health moments. But that's the thing, it's been a moment and not a permanent fixture in my life because I didn't become, right? I focus on setting a goal or I focus on doing a thing, but now I'm focused on becoming, changing my mind and my value system. Yep, changing my mind and my value system. So, who do you need to become? What is the mindset that you need to have? What are the values that you need to hold true for your own life? That's a loaded question, but we got more. All right. What habits do you need to build? Someone just sent me a text message like, you got to get up at 5:30. I can't get up at 5:30 and be optimal. I can stay up to 5:30, but getting up at 5:30 is not Jamila Moore. So I can't put that habit in my life, but I can put the habit of scheduling out certain times of the day where I do blank, right? This is what the first 2 hours of my life look like every single day. And that's something that I can commit to no matter the wake up time. And then before I go to bed, this is my, nightly routine. These are my time blocks where I put my phone on do not disturb and I let it go, right? Whether it's work for myself, work for others, or just growing. Then finally, I want you to think through that vision that you created, those goals that you set for who you are going to be, what you're going to have, what you're going to do by December 31st, 2023, and say, what are the steps to actually achieving that? What do you need to do first, second, third, fourth, fifth? And focus on mastering step one. Now, tomorrow when we come back together, I'm super excited because I'm going to talk about the basketball game. And we're going to use the basketball analogy to really put this into practice because I know that if you are here in the I am community is because you know that there is more down on the inside of you, right? This is why I am and more. And I know that this is a skill that's really talking about life, but because I know that I deal heavily with my entrepreneurs, this is also something that you have to implement in your business. And so for us entrepreneurs, it's really tricky and we have to be even more committed, even more disciplined because we have to do this personally and we have to do this from a business standpoint. Right? We have to have that vision. We have to have the steps to the vision. And then we have to have our commitments. And we can't let, y'all see the way this swoop is coming? Come on. We can't let our emotions sabotage our future, sabotage our vision. It is time for us to live and live well. It is time for us to possess everything that we're supposed to have. It is time for us to have dominion over everything that we're supposed to dominate. Let's start 2023 strong. Get that homework done. Send me a message. You can send me a message via my website on iamandmore.com with 1O. You can send me a message on Instagram. You can comment right below. And lastly, make sure you share this with someone because I know that it is going to bless them. And we're not doing our job as great citizens of the kingdom of God if we don't make sure that we are sharing what the knowledge that we attain that's going to help us, we must all grow together, right? Not one by one. Two can, what does it say? Two can slay 10,000, one slay 1,000. Look how much more we can accomplish if we make sure that we're pulling our people up when we go. So sharing this broadcast, tagging people to this broadcast is important, not only for you, but for us, right? Because you never know who's going to be your accountability partner. All right, y'all. This is day 2. I'm super excited for what we're going to accomplish and to see your progress throughout all of 2023. Let's dominate. Let's possess. Let's accomplish. I am and more because you are and more. And let's go out here and get the more. Take care, y'all.